Once upon a time, in the icy kingdom of Antarctica, lived a penguin named Percy. Percy was unlike any other penguin in his colony. While the other penguins were content with their waddling and graceful dives into the frigid waters, Percy harbored an extraordinary dream. He longed to fly. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Percy would gaze at the star-studded sky, his heart filled with a deep yearning to soar through the air like the majestic birds he had only seen in the distance. His fellow penguins found his dream both baffling and amusing. "Percy," they would chuckle, "you're a penguin. You were born to swim, not to fly." But Percy couldn't shake the desire that burned within him. He would often wander to the edge of the ice cliff, spreading his flippers as if they were wings, and imagining the sensation of being weightless in the sky. He was determined to make his dream a reality, no matter how impossible it seemed. One chilly morning, while the other penguins were hunting for fish, Percy sought the wisdom of an old albatross named Alaric. Alaric was known throughout the Antarctic for his extensive knowledge of the skies and its many mysteries. "Alaric," Percy implored, "is there any way for a penguin to fly like an albatross?" Alaric, with his great, wise eyes, regarded Percy kindly. "My dear friend, it is true that penguins and albatrosses are different in many ways. While I can glide through the sky with ease, you are built for the water. However, I believe that where there is a will, there is a way. If you truly desire to fly, we can find a way to make it happen." With Alaric's guidance, Percy began an intense training regimen. Every day, after the other penguins had finished their hunts, Percy would practice flapping his flippers. It was a slow and arduous process, and often, Percy's wings ached with fatigue. But he persevered, fueled by the dream that refused to be extinguished. As months passed, Percy began to develop more strength in his flippers, and his balance improved. Alaric introduced him to the art of catching air currents and updrafts, teaching him the subtleties of wind and weather. Percy became a dedicated student of the sky, learning to navigate it like a seasoned aviator. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Percy made his first feeble attempt to glide off the ice cliff. The other penguins watched, both awestruck and anxious. With a deep breath, Percy jumped, flapping his wings with all his might. For a few heart-pounding moments, he hovered over the icy water, a penguin defying the laws of nature. He landed with a splash, but he had done it. He had flown, if only for a short distance. The colony erupted in cheers and applause, and Percy felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. His dream had taken its first steps towards reality. With each passing day, Percy's flights grew longer and more graceful. He soared over the ocean, feeling the wind ruffling his feathers, and the sensation of freedom coursed through him. He became a source of inspiration to the entire colony, proving that determination could overcome the boundaries of biology. One day, while exploring the frozen wilderness, Percy stumbled upon an abandoned hang glider, lost by a daring adventurer from a far-off land. It was a marvelous contraption, a gift from the heavens. Percy decided to use it to take his flying to new heights. With the help of Alaric, the penguin adapted the hang glider to accommodate his unique anatomy. He fashioned a harness that would allow him to attach it securely to his back and designed a special helmet to protect his head. His fellow penguins gathered to witness this ambitious endeavor. The day of Percy's hang glider flight arrived, and the colony held its collective breath as Percy stood at the edge of the ice cliff. With the glider securely fastened, he spread his flippers and leaped into the void. The glider unfurled, catching the wind, and Percy was airborne like never before. For a brief moment, the penguin glided through the sky, higher and farther than he had ever imagined. The world stretched out below him, and he felt like he could touch the stars. He circled above the Antarctic landscape, his heart swelling with pride. But as the glider's altitude began to wane, Percy realized he would need to land soon. He angled himself towards the icy waters and prepared for his descent. As he touched down, the colony burst into applause, celebrating Percy's extraordinary achievement. Percy's story traveled across the frozen tundras of Antarctica and beyond, inspiring others to dream big and reach for the skies. While he had always been a dreamer, Percy had now become a symbol of perseverance and courage. He proved that even in the most inhospitable of environments, one could achieve the seemingly impossible through determination and a little help from the unlikeliest of mentors.